on my channel and welcome to another of our pick a card reading. I am Neyah for those of you who are new, and in this pick a card reading we are going to talk about what are your spiritual gifts. Finally, I've made this pick a card that was super requested and I kept forgetting about it, so I apologize for that. This is a pick a card about what are your spiritual gifts. But before you choose your pile, I just wanted to know, guys, that I only have a couple of readings available on my Etsy shop, and very soon I'm going to close down my private readings and I'm not going to do them for a while. I'm saying at least September, October. I don't think I'm going to be able to do private readings, but you have a 20% discount up until the 15th of August, and otherwise they're just going to go sold out. The link is down below if you want to have your last chance to have a private reading with me. But I also have another good news, and if you are looking perhaps for private readings that are more budget friendly but still they're very accurate, I have the psychic for you. And no, I'm not being sponsored to doing this video or anything like that. I actually had a reading with her. No, actually I had 2 readings with her, and then we became friends. And since I am no longer going to do private readings for a while, you perhaps guys can trust me and you can go to her if you need a private reading, especially because she's very, very accurate. I'm going to tell you why, but also she has so many readings listed on her Etsy shop. All of them, like the entire shop in it of itself is a 5-star shop, so I'm not just like lying about her capacity or anything at all just because we started to be friends with each other. But she's really, really talented, and she offers like so many readings: love readings, career readings, soul purpose readings, over the phone readings, and it's just shocking that she is so talented. But her readings are like literally $17 or like $20 to get a reading, and some of this reading you're gonna get them like in a day, in 24 hours. There is like same day reading about, what is this about? Same day reading, the good tarot, any question topic to 3 to 5 question is only $7. Like, it's just crazy. When I randomly popped into her Etsy shop, and by the way, her name is Whimsical Bliss Tarot. You find her on YouTube. She has a YouTube channel. You find her on Etsy shop. You find her on TikTok, if I'm correct, and of course on Instagram. I'm gonna leave all the details in the info box down below, so don't worry about it. What I was shocked about this reader is that I randomly found her on Etsy, and I really just wanted like a quick reading and only one question. I didn't want to purchase from other readers like a big reading or anything like that. I just really needed like a quick response. She replied to me immediately. Time zone permitted, but she really replied to me immediately. I got the reading in less than 24 hours, and she was so spot on. Like, literally by the time that I got the reading, like in a couple of hours, the things that she has predicted has happened to me. And reading my energy is quite difficult. If you guys have ever read my chart or things like this, you know how picky I am. So I was just mind blown. And also when I came back, she was still accurate. So I personally really liked her, and I want to advise to her, especially for those of you guys who are on a budget or you guys are from India and so the conversion between rupees and dollars are not very fair. She has so many readings listed, like I said, and we go from $50 to $7 and then $17. Like, literally she has it for all budget, and it's just like it's crazy like how many readings she's got on her shop. So her name is DIANNE, and her shop is called, like I said before, I cannot pronounce it, so I apologize, DIANNE, Whimsical Bliss Tarot. Again, I'm going to leave all the link down below, so if you cannot afford a reading with me, or perhaps all my readings are sold out, you can go to her, and you can even watch her YouTube channel just to see for free how she works and whether or not you like her style. Okay, Whimsical Bliss Tarot. Okay, with that being said, now we've done all the introduction about private readings. So let's figure it out. What are your spiritual gifts? So go ahead and pick your pile, and I see you in a second for your each and every individual pile. Okay. Okay, pile number one. We're gonna start as usual with the tarot and move our way up with the oracles, okay? So, as a first tarot, I am seeing the Princess of Swords, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So, with the Princess of Swords, what I can tell you is that you are very analytical. You are very rational. Like, I think that for you, pile number one, it's hard to tap into your spiritual gifts or even psychic gifts because you function very much with the realm of the mind. The Princess of Swords usually is a student. It is a very analytical sign. It's ruled by Mercury or by the air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And she is the princess of the rushing winds, according to these cards. So there is a connection with the wind, with air a lot, but it is also like difficulties, in my opinion, to tap into your spiritual gifts in and of itself. So perhaps pile number one, you are required to do a little bit more of meditation or be consistent in your meditation and establish a stronger bond with the messages of your higher self, and therefore with your higher self, because sometimes, like, if you think that having spiritual gifts is just thinking and getting wrapped up in your mind, you're not understanding where spirit is. Spirit is not in the mind. Spirit is in the ways of the heart, is in the heart. In fact, even for the ancient Egyptian, when they were mummifying the body for making them cross on the other side, they were taking out all the organs except the heart. The heart is where they had the ka body, which they considered the soul. They used to toss out completely the brain, like completely useless. The heart, very fundamental part. And so even the ancient Egyptian know that the soul lies in the heart, not in the mind. So this is what I'm seeing. Connecting with your spiritual gifts might be something for you, pile number one, that is not like immediate or instant, because you live a lot in the rational headspace, okay? Then we do also have the Three of Cups, the Lord of Abundance, but because you're so rational and you are capable to make plans in your life, you're also capable to gather abundance in your life. And I feel that one of your gifts, I don't know necessarily if like this is a spiritual gift, but one of your gifts is to make everyone at ease, you know? Maybe you will be very good as a counselor, or maybe everywhere you go, because you are so rational and you're so put together in the way you express yourself, in the way you carry yourself. Everywhere you go, you emanate this aura, this energy of peace, stillness, and calm. And so I see that people want to naturally be with you. They're drawn to you because you make them feel at ease. You make them feel like they are around a very peaceful, abundant energy. And so because of this, you're also very capable to make plans and to gather abundance for yourself. Then I'm also seeing the Seven of Wands, Lord of Unstable Effort. Definitely this I can see as a spiritual gift that was bestowed by you. With the Seven of Wands, not like you are capable to make plans and all of this, but you are also very determined, very focused. Like you don't give up very easily. You are, you know, you make the effort. You make always the extra effort for people, for situations, for job, for career, even when it's not required. And I feel this is a spiritual gift. You know, your compassion, your endurance. Endurance is the key word. And obviously, because of your endurance, pile number one, other people feel very inspired by you because they see how much you don't give up and how much you always do. You always take the extra mile, even to help other people or to counsel them. So if I have to, for the moment, pinpoint a particular spiritual gift, I'll say endurance, and I'll say counseling, and just in general your overall energy and vibe to be very calming and relaxing for other people. Then I'm also seeing the Six of Cups, the Lord of Pleasures, which again just reiterates on what we said before. The fact that I see you guys as being very very strong when it comes down to making at ease, making people at ease. Now with the Six of Cups, it could also be that you're very good with children, and so you have the spiritual ability to understand children intuitionally and to really make them feel that they can be themselves. Because sometimes with children, what happens is that what I noticed especially is that they feel very, very tensed. They feel very tensed when they are with adults. Like, you know, they always are like, should I do this? Shouldn't I do this? And that depends on the upbringing that they had. But I think you have the ability to make children at ease so they can be themselves and they can show up, you know, their inner talents. And also possibly you are a little bit creative and your inner child is very much alive. And so also in social situation, that makes you, you know, maybe not the center of the party. I'm not seeing you as someone like egocentric or that wants necessarily attention, but you kind of become the center of the party, because I do feel, pile number one, that people are naturally drawn to you because this very pure light energy. But like I said before, because you are very much into the realm of the mind, sometimes you overly think. You overly think about people. You overly, you know, live in the mind because you were used to, maybe due to your upbringing, to think very rationally and to make always plans. So tapping into your spirituality, sometimes it is a bit harder than for other people who might be less in their mind. But definitely you have a very pure soul, a kind soul, and you just make everyone at ease. That's what I'm seeing with those tarot, okay? And you are very determined. Like, if not ambitious, I'll say you really do. You really take the extra mile for people, and you always make sure that you are doing everything that it's in your possibility to make the things that you want come true. Does it make sense? So endurance, it's part of your spiritual gifts. And in fact, I am seeing the card of the honeybee as a spirit animal. So with the honeybee, in my opinion, it just tells me, I mean, when we are thinking about honeybees, we are thinking about the fact of their labor and how important they are to our ecosystem. And without them, the world will probably shed it apart. And so the fact that they make such sweet serum, can you say that? Like the honey, I'm sorry for my English, is just like their hard work pays off into something sweet. And this is your spiritual gifts. It's the fact that maybe one of your love language is to give gifts to other people, or action. So you do a lot of action, you do a lot for people, but then how people feel out of your work and out of your action is like that sweet honey. You make people at ease. I don't know how to say it in better ways or like with other similarities, but it's, you know, you just have this vibration that is sweet and kind, and you just make everybody capable to be themselves. And this is a really amazing spiritual gift, all considering that in the majority of people on this planet are wearing a mask, and they always find super hard to be their authentic self, to the point where they kind of even don't remember who they are. Like, they literally are always constantly searching of who they are, because they constantly are affected by society and what other people think of them, and therefore becoming authentic is like so hard for them. But you allow people to relax and feel at ease, and therefore to show them that it's not that bad to live your authentic life, and there is nothing to be afraid of, you know. So yeah. And then I'm also seeing the card of prioritize. So like I told you, I feel that you live a lot in your headspace. So this is not a spiritual gift, but I really feel that this is a gift that you possess. The fact that you're very capable to prioritize, organize, make plan. Like, you could be an incredible dad or incredible mom, you know, that kind of parent that is like super compassionate, forgiving, and you know, that makes their kids really be at their fullest potential without obliging them to conform necessarily to your own wish and desire or needs, but you let them, you know, feel who they really are. But at the same time, you're like, oh, we're going on a vacation, so I got all, you know, a plan schedule out, because you're just so rational and so systematic. You know how to prioritize. And this could be very good also, like I said before, to gather abundance, because when you're dealing with money, you need to know how to prioritize you, and it all comes down to having the intelligence to understand where to invest your energy and therefore your money, to know where the priorities are. And this is also how you generate more money. So this is not inherently a spiritual gift, but I do feel that it's worth mentioning, pile number one, because it's definitely one of your gifts as well, you know. And another of your spiritual gifts is your sense of faith. So like I said, because you're very much, pile number one, wrapped up in the realm of the mind, you might find hard to tune into more psychic abilities or things like that. But nevertheless, you have enormous trust and faith in God or source energy. And because of your faith and your trust that at the end of the day, everything will be fine, which also gives you the ability to show up and have a strong endurance. This faith really does represent, in my opinion, pile number one, your strongest spiritual gift. You probably are very connected to Archangel Michael, because if you know the story of Lucifer, for instance, the fallen angel, and everybody has their own idea, but I'll just tell you the story that I know about, so please don't hate me in the comment section. So if you know the story about Lucifer and Archangel Michael, it's basically also a metaphor to make you understand how much faith is more important than power. Meaning, in other words, the most beautiful and powerful archangel that was in heaven was Lucifer. Lucifer was the favorite angel of God, period. That's the story, right? He was the light bringer, if I'm correct. And then he wanted to be powerful as God. And so God said, how dare you, and just exiled him, and he becomes the fallen angel, becomes Satan, and all the rest of the story. Then we can talk about how much Christianity made him bad because he was taken from paganism, and that's a completely different story. I'm just going to tell you as a metaphor the Christian story, just to make you guys understand faith. So follow me through, okay? So he becomes the fallen angel, bad guy, blah 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 blah, hell, whatever. But Michael, instead, why Michael defeats the devil? Because Michael was the other favorite archangel. He was the other powerful archangel. Archangel Michael is as powerful as God, but his intelligence is in his faith. The fact that he doesn't need to have more power, or he doesn't need to feel as important as God, but his devotion and his faith to God, because he is intelligent. He understands that separation only brings bad things, and instead just the fact that he can be devoted to God, which in actuality is an extension of himself as well, because he lives as everyone else in the mind of God, makes him even more powerful. And the lesson of Archangel Michael is faith. If I have faith in God, because in actuality is only an extension of me or source energy, I am more, and I become more powerful. And this is the reason why he, in the end, in the apocalypse, is the one that defeats the dragon. It's the one that defeats Lucifer. These are metaphors, in my opinion, to make you understand that when we are united with other people, when we are united with God, with source energy, with the highest good, we are all more powerful, and we defeat devil, which means the illusion that we're separate, the illusion that we are not enough, the illusion that there is not enough to go around in this world, and we have to survive, and we have to, backstab each other in order to fulfill our needs. That's devil energy, you know what I'm saying? So you have an enormous faith with, sorry, my cat is like, you should see him. He's like this when I'm talking about this stuff. Anyway, so you see, your energy makes anybody feels at ease. And honestly, I need to show you, hold on a second, if I can show you. Let's do it really, really slowly. Have you seen that? This is how you make people feel and animals feel. You make them feel at ease. So when cats, for example, do this, it means that they love you and they feel a really good energy, because usually they never ever show their more weakest part. So can you believe it? While I was doing your reading, this is how my cat feels. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Sorry for that. Sorry for that, but I really thought it was worth mentioning, because sometimes you just need this little signs from animals or from the universe to make you understand what I'm saying, what we are saying when we are saying you have the spiritual gift, okay? So faith is largely part of how you make other people feel, because it goes without saying, pile number one, that if you have an enormous faith, like you know in your heart that union, it's better than separation, and that you are united with the divine, with this higher power, you know that everything will be fine no matter what happens. And therefore, this makes you very pleasant for other people. Like, people are drawn to you because they can feel you feel that way. You get it? You know what I'm saying? Comment down below. I hope you don't think I'm a nutcase because I do readings in this way. Anyway, so yeah. Faith. Then, where are my other cards? And then we do have Candle Magic, which I love. And then we also do have the card of Peace. So I love it. It all makes sense, right? So let's talk about the Peace card. Bridget Goddess, in your sacred name, alight with me, peace and flame. And we do have a candle over here, in fact, in the Peace card. So you make people feel at peace. And I'm not going to repeat myself. That is your spiritual gift. And with the Candle Magic, I feel it's because, like I said, you are very rational, and it might that even when you were younger perhaps, or even right now, it might be difficult for you to tune in to your psychic ability. But maybe you have started, due to the law of attraction, to interact with witchcraft or to interact with vibration. You're kind of like, you are open because of your faith. You are open to all of these wonderful things and ways to direct energy, that actually when you perform a ritual or when you perform a spell, or just you're interested in doing that, you feel that you can finally tune in better with a higher force. You can actually feel it. So you are advised to the use of Candle Magic if you are into witchcraft at all. That could be very effective for you, and you could discover like a gift with working with candles and fire as well. You can discover more spiritual gifts that perhaps you have never, they're not showing up, not even in the reading right now, because you're just stuck in the realm of the mind still a little bit. And so working with candles, and even I have a video, in fact, in my channel on Radio Alchemy called How to Open Your Third Eye with Candles. So like, watch those kind of videos, because if you want to open your third eye, you can, and you will probably be able to do it with candles and meditation, and you will be able, pile number one, to discover more in others actually spiritual gifts. Okay, this is what I see for you guys. I hope that it wasn't too random. Comment down below and let me know your stories, and I see you guys very soon with another of my pick a card readings. Bye! Okay, pile number two, let's figure it out together. What are your spiritual gifts? We're going to start with the tarot and move our way up with the oracles, and you're going to be able to see the cards up close. So let's get started with your spiritual gifts. Okay, so you have two tarot cards, and one is the Tower from the Tarot of Sakara. I'm going to explain this card in a second. And the other is the Hero of Pentacles, okay? So the Knight of Pentacles, the Hero of Pentacles. Okay, one of this card is dedicated, the Hero of Pentacles is dedicated to the god Horus, and the other one is basically dedicated to Ma'at and Thoth. So, how can we explain this to you guys? So what are your spiritual gifts? So your spiritual gifts has something to do with either remembering past lives, or being able to tap into the Akashic field, and also being able to regenerate yourself always over and over and over, which reminds me of like Scorpios. If you are a Scorpio, you'll probably resonate with this, because the ability of Scorpio is that every time that they have like an ending in their life, they usually thrive even more. They just like learn lesson through endings, because they are ruled by the 8th house, and in the tarot they're obviously ruled by the death card. Now with Thoth and Ma'at. Ma'at is the cosmic principle of justice for the ancient Egyptian, and Thoth is the god of wisdom and the one that actually wrote the law of attraction. So as you can see in this depiction over here, is opening a sarcophagus while his wife, Ma'at, lightens up the sarcophagus. So, and then there is like a person watching Thoth doing this, and this is probably the soul of the person's sarcophagus. So with that being said, what do you think that means? And this is the Tower card. It's about breaking through. It is about understanding the realm of the supernatural. It's about going beyond the physical death. It's to be aligned and be lightened up by the cosmic justice, by Ma'at, by the principles that govern the universe. So in my opinion, your spiritual gifts is the one of tapping into the Akashic records, see other people's past lives, most likely having some sort of psychic gifts. There especially, I feel, are more mediumship, like understanding and talking with people from the other side. Maybe since you were a child, you were able to see ghosts, or you were able to pick upon presences. This is what I am seeing for you, pile number 2, with the Tower card. And because we do have the Hero of Pentacles that is symbolized by the god Horus, I actually think that Horus was the savior of Egypt. He was considered the one that defeats Seth, the evil, demigod and brother of Osiris that betrayed Osiris, okay? So with that being said, Horus is usually the sign of, rising from a bad period, rising from the ashes, overcoming obstacles and thriving even after difficult times. So, and also for many in the spiritual community, Horus is associated with Christ and Christ consciousness. So you could also feel a resonance with either ancient Egypt or Christ consciousness. So you believe in the power of love, you believe in compassion, and also having this great compassion and love really makes you thrive in this world, and it's part of your spiritual gift. But as a prominent spiritual gift, I feel that it is the ability to talk with people on the other side, to connect with the spirit world, to tap into the Akashic field, and also as a very scorpionic energy, even though Scorpio is not symbolized by these 2 cards, but I'm just channeling, as a very scorpionic energy, you have the capacity to always learn and feel renewed even after difficult times, and especially after some things always tragically ends or just ends in your life, and you always start a new beginning. You have this, sorry, they are both acting mischievous, my pets, because I said I wanted to do a video dedicated just on them on a Radio Alchemy, and I didn't, and they're taking offense to this. So anyway, you have the power of, regenerate yourself no matter the obstacles and no matter what happens, which could also be that you have the power to heal yourself or heal other people, okay? Now let's dive deeper. Oh, no way. Like, no way. You have the sacred ibis, which is the symbol of Thoth, as a spirit animal. Like, I mean, how odd is that? And look at this. The ibis is watching this door opening up, which looks like the sarcophagus. I'm telling you, I'm sorry, like sometimes even in my private reading, I'm so straightforward. Like, I'm not a reader that talks for hours about the same thing over and over and over again. Just, I don't. Like, I see something, I channel it, and that's your answer, okay? So your answer is that you're capable to hear spirit. You're capable to tap into other dimension, possibly even the Akashic field. And mind you, this is a very unique kind of psychic ability. Like, not everybody can tap specifically into the Akashic records. They can pick up on things. I cannot do it. Like, I still training on really do like full readings on the Akashic records because it's not easy. One of the people that was doing this was Edgar Cayce. And if you do not know who Edgar Cayce was one of the most talented psychic, American psychic that has ever existed on this planet. Like the things that he has done and how many readings he was doing a day, it's insane. Sure, some of his prophecies are inaccurate, but because he states sometimes the future can change, which only tells you how much accurate he was, because it's simply the truth. So, and he was capable of tapping into the Akashic field. And people that are usually capable of tapping into the Akashic field in the spirit world, they work with the realm of time. They work in the Akashic field as well. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do it in this lifetime. And if you want to know more about what is your job in the spirit world, I actually have a pick a card around that. Just check it out. It's on my channel. It's pretty fun. Okay, so this is what I see you doing. You're able to speak with other people on the other side, maybe even aliens, you know, who knows? They're coming. Like, I just have a feeling. I channeled what it was. In 2018, I channeled that there was going to be more and more disclosure around other forms of life within 5 years from now. And so it's like gradually we were going to see it up until 5 years. It isn't already happening. Like Netflix just has released a show about it just the other day, at least in my country. Comment down below if you know what I'm talking about. Nevertheless, your definitely one of your gods is Thoth, or actually Hermes, which is Mercury. So you could also be governed heavenly by Mercury. So you could be also a Gemini or a Virgo, and you have great wisdom inside of you. And also you could be an incredible teacher for other people, or at the very least a reader. You can read their energy and you can tap into the unknown. Like you can really do this, okay? And mind you, if you have never read the Akashic field, but I'm telling you that I can see you doing this, so don't get scared. Like I trained steel to develop my psychic abilities. I have a webinar where I teach you guys how to awaken your psychic abilities, just in case you want to watch it. But like you never learn completely, you're constantly expanding. So don't feel intimidated if you have never done it, because you can start learning right now. And there are so many teachers out there that do teach how to tap into the Akashic field. Like there are so many materials. There is Gaia TV, there are books, metaphysical books. Like there is for everyone, honestly, right now in 2021. So I do see this. And then what I'm also seeing is that you are a natural born leader, which makes a lot of sense, because if you are so capable of seeing other dimensions and to tap into the Akashic field and have psychic abilities, and you probably have a lot of past lives or significant past life in ancient Egypt or in ancient civilizations where you started your training, and on the other side you're also training to help with the realms of time and the Akashic field. It goes without saying that you are very wise and you are an advanced soul. It just goes without saying, really. And so that makes you a natural born leader, because one of the reasons why you came here back on this planet is to lead other people towards awakening, really fundamentally. Because I mean, it's even what the Buddha said. If you are awakened in a way, there are various stages of awakening, but let's say if you are awakened and then your brother is not, then you're not really awakened at all. And so we come back, we as human beings, as soul, having a human experience, to learn personal lesson, no matter the level of advancement of our soul, but to always learn, to always grow, expand, and evolve this existing reality as well. And the way you're going to do it is obviously individual and personal to you. It's what I called your soul project. And therefore, the way you are going to personally do it, it's by leading other people. Now, when it comes down to leadership, it can be in millions of ways. It can be that you're going to be a teacher, or simply a motivational speaker, an inspiration for other people, a content creator. And even like if your channel is about your cat, you can still lead other people to awakening, because it just depends on what you love. I always say to people, when it comes down to your soul project, okay, hear me out on this one. When it comes down to your life purpose, try to make decisions that are away from your mind. Does that mean that you have to toss your brain out? No. That means, sure, be grounded, rational, but at the same time, don't be afraid to follow love. Because even if let's say for instance that you follow love and then you end up in a completely different path, you wouldn't have gotten there if you didn't follow love in the first place. I give you my example. I first of all, like when I was in high school, I got a diploma in acting because I wanted to be an actress. Then I changed and I was like, people were always saying, oh, you have such a good voice, you have such a good voice. And I tossed up music for a while, and then I followed my heart and I studied at university philosophy. After that, I took a master in music journalism and I worked for Virgin Radio, which is a national radio over here. And then after that, I decided that I actually wanted to do music, and I traveled the world with my music. Then I wanted to do makeup, and I took a course on makeup to become a makeup artist, and then I worked on shop as a makeup artist, and then I landed on YouTube. But you see, all of these things that I have done in multiple lives, within a life, really, have taught me everything that I need to know right now to do YouTube. Because if I didn't go to university, I wouldn't have all this knowledge that I especially share on my Patreon around religion, philosophy, spirituality. You know, it was one of my passions, you see. Then about makeup, you can say, well, first of all, as a plan B, I can always go and be a freelance makeup artist because I have a diploma over there. Plus, it's so useful when you are on camera in a shallow world and only thinks about appearance, really. The music taught me how to stay on a stage, how to talk to people, how to interact. It was my passion. And how to use even Photoshop, because I used to do with my bandmates everything. We used to do everything by ourselves. Music videos. We used to do because my bandmates were very good with the camera and photography. So they taught me Photoshop. They taught me Adobe Premiere. They taught me Logic Pro. They told me how to shoot pictures. They told me how to pose. They told me how to use a camera. You see, all the things that I have learned because I followed my heart made me landed where I am right now. And if I'm capable to do this channel and the job that I do, it's because that I always followed my heart. And you can say many people would feel as a failure because they always ask me, if you had a record deal, why did you leave music? And I said, because it wasn't resonating with my heart anymore. That's not a failure. So long story short, pile number 2, if you follow your heart, it doesn't really matter that right now you know what your purpose is. What matters is that you will never be wrong, and eventually you're always going to do your purpose. Because if you are a motivator, if you are a natural born leader, you will always lead. You will always give readings to people. When I was traveling Europe with my band, I was constantly reading people's hands, talking about tarot, giving free readings to everybody. Since I was a child, I never stopped doing what I'm doing. And probably, like, for what they told me about my past life, I actually never stopped, period. And that's probably why I'm so tired. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you do not need to know exactly, pile number 2, what are your spiritual gifts to the T, or exactly what is your soul purpose. You're gonna figure it out. Chill out. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna figure it out through experience. The only thing that matters is that you follow love. Honestly, I don't even sound like a pick a carder anymore. I don't know what it's happening to me. Anyway, pile number 2. What are your spiritual gifts? We do have Lady Portia, Divine Order. So I told you, I don't know, I feel pile number 2 that you feel very much stressed out about, I need to find my spiritual gifts. I need to find my purpose. And I need to know every single detail about it. And you know, the angels and spirit guides, Mother, Father, God, it's like they're saying, chill out. Take it easy. Everything is happening in a divine order. You are on a path and it's beautiful and you should be eager about it. I am also feeling that you are connected with the amethyst stone. And also, if you feel very drained or exhausted, or that you're thinking too much about your purpose, I highly suggest you to use amethyst to recharge yourself, because Lady Portia represents the violet ray and does represent also the amethyst. Now, the violet ray also reminds me of Thoth and what we were mentioning before, the fact that you come from a higher vibration, meaning you are an advanced soul. So don't get overwhelmed about what you should do in this lifetime, because your soul knows what it's doing and it's gonna figure it out. Do what you feel is right, which is the same thing, pile number 2, as saying follow love. An important lesson is actually unfolding right now. So you know what this card is all about. If you feel that right now you're learning a lesson, because we honestly have the tower, and the tower does represent a breakthrough. So maybe also prediction wise, I feel that very soon you're going to understand that what you have been doing, it's not what you want to do, and therefore you're going to have this breakthrough moment where you will awaken and your leadership abilities, that your assertiveness is finally going to rise, and you are just going to follow love and follow what you know is right, because you know you cannot keep going in this way anymore, because it's not resonating with the gifts that universe has given to you. Okay, does it make sense? He's gonna stay with us. Then we do also have the card of ancestors and remembrance. So this card is just to reiterate a little bit more on what we just said about your spiritual gifts. I really feel that you are capable to talk with spirit. You are capable to talk with the ancestors or even other people, not just like your ancestors. And you are capable to tap into your Akashic field, remember past life, or even offering people past life reading. And if it's not reading, you can even study hypnotherapy and take on that path. But really, I feel that you have the ability to tune in other dimensions, and with your wisdom teach other people about these dimensions. And the fact that there is nothing to be afraid is just that we live in a much more cohesive, expanded universe than what many people think. Okay, so the remembrance, and so you have the ability to speak with people from the other side. Okay, then we have the card of organization, purpose, planning, and efficiency now come to me so easily. So definitely I feel that you have clicked on this video because you were really stressing out about purpose and the reason why you came here into this reality. And it's almost like this card is letting you know that everything is going to fall into place and it's going to organize itself. And the only thing that honestly you have to do is to claim it. Like many times you hear me saying, claim your soulmate relationship, ask the universe to help you out. And you can do the same with your purpose. Like the way I personally did it when I didn't know what to do anymore and I felt confused, I said, you know what, God, because I say God, but you can say universe, God, show me where I need to go. Show me where you want me to go. What is it that I need to do? And then through a series of circumstances, I ended up on YouTube. I didn't even want to do a YouTube channel. Like, how many times did I say this? Like, I didn't want to do a YouTube channel. I didn't even have social media. I don't care about followers. People ask me all the time why your Instagram is not in this way or the other, why you're not merging traffic in order to get more followers. And I was like, I don't care. I barely can stand social media at large. YouTube, I feel, is the only place where it's kind of decent because there is a lot of interesting educational content and a lot of documentaries that I'm a nerd about. But like, you know, I'm a nerd, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't even want to do it. But, you know, sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do consciously to align yourself to a greater good and to your abundance and to what God, the universe, placed you to do. You know, sometimes it's a bit of a battle between what your ego wants and what your soul wants. And I'm telling you, when you follow your soul at the end, like I'm just mind blown about the amount of abundance that I gathered since I started my YouTube channel, because I would have never said it and I never even asked for it. I just showed up doing what I'm capable of doing, and it just happened. I just didn't have to do anything. I never did marketing strategies. I got frustrated for a year during my Saturn return, but then I was like, this is BS, I don't care. And I deleted my channel multiple times because I was struggling with the fact that I didn't want to do it. You know, all that jazz. So if you are struggling right now, understanding what is your purpose, don't stress out about it. Just ask for it. Ask the universe to help you out, figure it out what it is. But don't remain like, oh, I asked and they're just giving me mixed signals and I don't know what to do. Ask and let go and see what happens. I can talk about my experience for so long. Like, I asked these questions and then I was one day at a shop doing my makeup job and all of this, and my boss told me to do tarot, and then she obliged me to open a YouTube channel. It's like things just happen. You do not really need to do anything. You just need to show up. show up and recognize who you are. I think even Teal Swan said something about this, and I saw it the other day on Instagram, and I largely agree with her. The problem with human beings is that they don't accept who they are. They want to be different. They lack authenticity because they hate themselves so much. And this is what causes like disappointment and sadness and pain and confusion. Even my dad says it all the time. Majority of pain comes when you don't accept who you are. You don't accept your gifts. But you know, even when you have challenges are only showing you where your gifts are. And sometimes your gifts are within your shadows. So sometimes your gifts are in places that you will never look because you're just afraid of looking over there. And that's very much resonating pile number 2 with your tower moment. But I'm telling you, if you are going to accept this gift and accept who you are and ask the universe to, you know, lead the way, you will become a natural born leader. You will become a teacher for other people, and you will make them remember as well who they are, because you have the capacity to tap into a greater wisdom. You have the capacity to tap into other dimensions in the Akashic field. Okay? This is what I see for you, pile number 2. I hope I don't sound too much like a nutcase when I do my channeling. And I know I'm very unconventional compared to other pico carders, but you know, that's what we have over here. So I thank you so much for your support. You guys are freaking amazing. We're getting so many and it's just crazy. And I really hope that you found value in this video. And I see you guys very soon with another of our pico card readings, and also on a Radio Alchemy, my channel, where I talk about spirituality, law of attraction, occultism, and pets, and so much more, and on my Patreon. Bye! Okay, pile number 3. Let's discover together what are your spiritual gifts. If you're new, don't worry about it. You're going to be able to see the cards up close as usual. And I'm going to start with the tarot and move my way up with the oracles. So, oh, I love it. I don't even know where to start. So, we do have, first of all, the Hermit card. The Hermit, which is Virgo. This is a very interesting card because it talks about, like, I read tarot, but I'm a channeler, so especially with this deck, with this ancient Egyptian deck, as you can see, we do have Atum, or actually we actually do have Amun-Ra with Horus, sorry, I always like mistaken them. Amun-Ra with Horus, and I don't know if you can see it, but they are looking at each other's eyes, and there is like a silver string. I'm not really sure if you're able to see it. Okay, now you can see it. And this gives me the idea that you guys are telepathic. One of your spiritual gifts is the gift of telepathy. It has nothing to do with the Hermit card. But this is what I'm seeing. And potentially, pile number 3, with the Hermit card, it could be that you are very shy, you're very introverted, or maybe you were, when you were a child, you weren't speaking a lot, but you can hear other people's thoughts, or you can pick up on their vibration. You always can see through people. And when you meet someone that has the same capacity as you, you have telepathy with each other, which is very beautiful. And this could be a lover, could be also friends. And I feel that your dreams are very vivid, and they also might, you also might see, how do you say in English, like premonitions about the future. But definitely, if we are just strictly talking about spiritual gifts, I am seeing first and foremost the gift of telepathy for you guys. Then you also have the beautiful Horus card, the Sun, over here. So as I said, for pile number 2, Horus is the miracle child of Osset and Osiris, and he's the one that defeats the evil brother Seth in ancient Egypt. He is the first pharaoh, okay? And so Horus was a symbol of renaissance for the ancient Egyptian, of victory. Is symbolized by the sun, because he is the sun falcon, is the one that brings the light and brings the sun. In many spiritual community, he is associated with the Christ consciousness, with Krishna consciousness, therefore very enlightened, enlightened, masters. And so it could be that you as well have a certain degree of awakening to you. You could be someone that has a very strong light within yourself and within your consciousness. You are very positive, very uplifting. You could be a Leo or not, or you could just have like heavy placement in Leo, but you're someone that people feel inspired to because of the light that you usually emanate to people, and because of your capacity to always make the best even out of the worst situation. And this is definitely a spiritual gift. You are able, like, you are a dreamer. That's what I'm seeing, because this is also a card that does represent the horizon. And so being representative of the horizon, it just makes me feel like it's almost like a Three of Wands, where you are staring on, you are on a cliff staring at the ocean, waiting for something to happen. You're like a dreamer. Every time that you accomplish something, you want to dream even bigger, and you make other people dream bigger because of your positivity, positive attitude, wanting to better in the world and better in yourself. If you are, let's say, in a crowd or in a, social event, you do always see the best in people rather than the worst, okay? And that's definitely a spiritual ability over there. Then we also do have Osiris, the Four of Cups, Lord of Blended Pleasure. So with the Osiris card, you are also, and that Hermit card that I saw before, you also have this ability to be very introspective. You probably are an Aquarius as well, or have heavy placement in Aquarius, or I'm seeing actually even more specifically a moon in Aquarius, because you are fascinated by the supernatural, you are fascinated by the occult. When we are talking about Osiris, Osiris is the king of the underworld for the ancient Egyptian. He was the king of the Duat, was called. And if you want to know more about ancient Egyptian mythology, you can head on my Patreon. I have an entire video dedicated to that. And therefore, that tells me that you are, it's not that you're bipolar, but you have a double, not that there is anything wrong, but you have a double nature. You're like the sun and the moon. So there is a part of you that when you feel up to be with other people, you emanate this extreme light, and you're so positive, and really people drawn inspiration from you because of all this genuine positivity that you possess. But then sometimes you feel that you need to retreat yourself in the underworld of yourself, and you just like, you need like this time and space alone to gather in your wisdom, to gather in your knowledge. And that is a spiritual gift. And I am seeing that you usually resonate with people that are more like you, that are more on the same vibrational level as you, that you can have telepathic conversation with. Maybe sometime your telepathy, your spiritual gifts, these psychic gifts make you feel overwhelmed. And this is the reason why you shine away from crowds sometimes. But sometimes you're up for it. So it is a bit a balance between these two nature of yours that I am seeing, okay? Then I'm also seeing goat, the real ability. So you have the spirit animal of the goat, pile number 3, which does indicate that maybe people take you for granted a lot. People take for granted goats to the point where they even give them a negative connotation, like the vessel of Satan. But in actuality, goats are really sweet animals, and they are incredibly strong animals. Like, not a lot of people know that goats can climb mountains with those tiny shaky legs, and that is because they have so much inner strength within themselves. And it doesn't matter how much negative connotation they might have, or how much people might take them for granted. They are stubborn, they are fierce, they are reliable. And so this is also one of your spiritual gifts. Maybe you have a tinier body, and people, treat you as a delicate thing, and they think that you're not that strong, or just in general, maybe because of your physicality, whatever physicality you might have, people mismatch your character and your personality with the way you look. It happens to me all the freaking time. You guys cannot even understand it. Like, you probably can, because you're also like that. When on, you know, you have a certain aesthetic, but then, and people think you are in a certain way, but then when they meet you, they're like, oh, I thought you were completely different. And most of the time they take you for granted, or they look down on you for whatever reason. That's what I'm seeing happens to you. But because you're so used to it, pile number 3, you're like, oh, I don't care, I'll show them. You are someone very reliable, very consistent, like very strong, very bold, like, and very much connected more with your spirit than what you are to your physical reality. And this is the reason why I was seeing a moon in Aquarius, because moon in Aquarius can be very detached, as Aquarius is, but their detachment is mind-wise. Like, they could be in a room and be really there for people, but then all of a sudden they feel the call from the other side. They feel more in tune with other things that they're picking up upon, and they just space out. They space out completely. I am a moon in Aquarius. I do this all the time. I space out most of the time, like especially when I'm in big crowds, I space out, like I'm not there. And you know, it has its own advantage and disadvantage. And also I feel that you could be a starseed. You're very different from other people on this planet. Then your connection to the spirit world is also seen by this card that says hello from heaven. So I just want you to know right now that there is someone that could be a pet, a grandmother, a grandfather, an ancestor, or spirit guide, someone on the other side that is saying hello. They're saying that they are guarding you and they are here for you. And when you get this moment alone, they always try to cheer you up or talk to you or give you some sort of signs that you are on the right path and you should keep going. With the hello from heaven, like I said, I am seeing in your intimate moment, pile number 1, this strong connection with the higher realm, or with also other realms. But on the difference with pile number 2, which I saw something similar, you are more on the starseed side. You're more on the weirdo kind of type of person, and like Aquarians, like you're more telepathic, you know. In pile number 2, I was seeing that they could channel the Akashic field and they were psychic in that sense. You're psychic, but more like you can pick upon what people are thinking. You can pick upon their BS very easily, you know. You're cunning that way. And it's something that happens like with you look at someone's eyes and you get it. And so when other people also are maybe other starseed or they are like you get telepathic communication. This is what I see. It's your prominent gift. And obviously, because of your ability, pile number 3, to pick up on things telepathically, you also have the ability to hear the spirit world, because they do talk in telepathic ways, okay? Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and fear, the loving blessings. So there's someone that wanted to deliver this message for you, pile number 3. Then, obviously, we are having for you Odin, psychic insights. Your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. So your spiritual gift is to be psychic. I mean, Odin was the one that channeled and discovered through a tree the alphabet of God, which are the runes according to the Vikings. And the runes weren't just used for divination. Actually, the Vikings didn't use them at all for divination, but they used them because they thought that each and every individual letter had a sound and a vibration, and they could attract things, like literally manifest them through these vibrations, because those vibrations were the alphabet of God, the runes. And this is very similar with the concept of mantra that we find in Hinduism, okay? So each and every one religion and culture knew the power of music, but moreover knew the power of the word and knew the power of vibration. So you could also be very much in tune with music and vibration. You could even heal people through music. And one of your other spiritual gifts is the understanding of this frequency and a gift for music. But on a more general sense, pile number 3, I am definitely seeing that you are psychic, telepathic communication, and everything that we mentioned before, and this is your greatest spiritual gift. Then what I'm also seeing is the card of the Pentacle. and of respect. Now, the pentacle in witchcraft, and not just in witchcraft, does represent the 5 elements and the universe at large. When it is upright like this, it represents the cosmic order of the universe. The elements that we are talking about are obviously fire, air, water, and earth, and the akasha, meaning, in other words, spirit, because akasha means spirit, okay, the ether. So if I'm correct, if I'm not correct, comment down below, but I think I am. So if akasha has other meanings, just say it in the comment section. So with the pentacle and the respect, you have the spiritual gift to work energy, frequencies. You not just have psychic abilities, but you are capable to do magic. And maybe you are a natural born witch. Natural born witches, okay, let me explain it. I probably need to do a video, but they exist, okay? Don't get triggered. Anybody can become a witch. Anybody can open their psychic abilities. Anyone. But there are people that are born with them. You are one of them. You are a natural born witch, which means what? Either you come from a family, a bloodline of other witches. In Italy, this is what we're told, okay? I know some people don't believe in this, but I'm Italian, so I'm going to tell you the story that I know. If you come from a family of bloodline of witches, you're going to inherit certain abilities. It's just a matter of fact. And if you're not, most likely in a past life you were, and this is why you incarnated with those gifts in the first place. In fact, even the founder of Wicca himself, Gerard Gardner, used to say, once a witch, forever a witch. And this is why. So I really feel that you are a natural born witch. You are born with certain psychic abilities, and not just that. You intuitionally have the ability to call in a particular element, to call in the watching towers. Like, for example, when I was a child, not only I had psychic abilities and prophetic dreams, but I used to always play with the wind and calling in the energies of the wind. Many natural witches feel a resonance with a particular element, so when they are manifesting certain things with that particular element, it feels supernatural to them. It could be air, it could be water, it could be fire with candle magic, it could be the earth with the plants, it could be anything, right? Just depends on you. So you have some natural abilities. For you, for instance, pile number 3, manifestation is very easy. You don't feel you struggle necessarily too much with manifestation, and doing, like, for instance, even if you have never practiced magic, somehow when you were doing a bath, you were putting flowers and essential oils all over the bath and candles and wishing for things, you know, you were doing random things maybe in the kitchen, like they were little spells, and then you figure it out that they were actually spells. There is someone like that I saw, it is from TikTok, but I saw it on Instagram because I just don't have TikTok, really, I don't like it. And he was saying, you think witchcraft is evil? You wish those, like, you blow those candles on your happy birthday and make a wish? Yes, witch. You know what I'm saying? He probably did something like that, like even blowing the candle and wishing for things, but you just didn't do it on your birthday. You might have done it multiple times. You do spontaneously think that are witchy type because you have been a witch in a past life, or maybe you come from a line of witches, and so you have the natural ability to manifest things and work with energies. Okay, am I making sense? I hope I am. So, but I'm also seeing with the card of study that maybe you are a beginner in all of this. And if you are, I just want you to know that there is nothing wrong with that. Maybe you're very young, or maybe you're just a beginner. So you are discovering right now better what are your spiritual gifts. And the best thing that you honestly can do, even like, yeah, watch videos for sure if you feel that the people that are doing videos or podcasts are like knowledgeable about it. But remember the importance of reading books, guys. I know I sound like a really boring mom, but I cannot stress this enough. Like, there is so much wisdom in books. You cannot just improvise yourself. yourself to be psychic sometimes or to be a witch if you just don't have a little bit list of background knowledge in the important books around spirituality, the important books around the law of attraction, witchcraft, where even the law of attraction stems from. It is so important. It will create so much value in your life, and then eventually when you will have to teach this to other people, you will be a credible source for this wisdom. And I have a dedicated video, I think, on this channel or on Patreon. Check first on the channel about what are the most mind-blowing books that will help your spiritual path, and I have tons to share with you guys. And so even if you are a beginner to all of this, I just want you to know that you never stop studying. I am a more advanced practitioner, or advanced psychic, we could say, because I worked on, this is my job, really, but I never stop learning, never. I'm constantly watching new documentaries, hearing people that I consider better than me and learn from them. I constantly even read double times some books that I studied in the past. I constantly learn new skills, and you never really stop learning. So don't shine back. Don't think that because I told you that this is your spiritual gift that you just, okay, you're a psychic, you're a natural born witch, that's it, that's all you gotta do. No, you continue study, you continue improving and become the better version of yourself, the best version, sorry, of yourself. Let my mind be clear and strong, let me study well and long. So I definitely see you developing these abilities even further and discovering more things about your psychic abilities and your spiritual gifts. I'm seeing that, to be honest, you probably even enjoy studying and you are very dedicated to your own personal path and your own personal improvement. So I can only encourage it in this reading. Okay, so this is what I gathered for you guys. I hope it made sense. These are the spiritual gifts that I am seeing for you. Comment down below and let me know your stories, and keep in mind, you're never wrong if you follow love. And I see you later in another of my pick a card readings. Bye.